Still got I'm one. My mother, she's a tailor. She sells those new blue jeans. My father, he's a gambling man down in New Orleans.
Hello, I'm Kigan. I'm going to finish the article that I read 2 weeks ago that I left off on. Last week we didn't have a show. The week before I wasn't on the show because it was longer and there wasn't enough time. So I'm going to read a poem and then we will read the article. This is a humorous poem, so hopefully you'll enjoy it. It's called Laughter's Echo. Humor helps humans forget for a moment what ridiculous creatures they are. The humor we create makes the Earth's creator laugh, spreading laughter amongst every star. Thank you. Okay. This is the article about, it's from a Prevent Disease website. It's called Who You Are and Where You're Going. Okay. Ultimately, the more present we are, or united, loving of the moment, the more able we are to act from greater depth. Most of us are currently feeling this challenge to our conditioned self as things begin to transform with greater speed and intensity. This is really nothing more than forces that are endeavoring to actually dismantle this conditioned identity of self because it is a limited sensibility that arrests us from actually realizing and actualizing the incredible potentials that are natural to all life. These changes wash through and around us, and there really is no need to fear, because as our conditioned self is inevitably swept away, we will marvel at what lies beneath and all around. We will marvel at what we truly are, having suffered eons, it seems, of amnesia. Indeed, we still have the power of free will, and the suffering or bliss that these transformations can pose really come down on us to our own choice and how we perceive and act by them. It should be all our aspirations to help support the growing and continued effort to embrace not only these transformations, but also to help people engage in their greater sense of self and ultimately begin to become creative forces of transformation in the world around us as we uplift the whole of reality with positive intent into greater harmony. As we begin to expand spiritual consciousness, we begin to realize that there is more to life in the universe than meets the eye. Creation is simply too astounding and phenomenal to be deemed haphazard. There is a oneness that pervades everything. As our spiritual consciousness continues to grow, we will find ourselves understanding the underlying connection of everything, until we eventually have the realization that others are actually part of ourselves. That we are a part of them, that we are all one. Such lends itself superbly well to the Yucatec Mayan code of honor in Lekek, which means I am another yourself. This is truly about making a heaven on earth, or whatever word you wish to describe something better and brighter. And what is amazing is that as the systems that have limited us fall away, we are invited to create new ones in their wake, knowing now in the deluge of great information age that we live in, that these new spouts of human growth and ingenuity are coming from perhaps the greatest ever pool of understanding and wisdom. Never before has there been so much unity on the planet, such comprehension of culture, such innovation in all fields of expression. This is beyond exciting. If you turn off the relentless stream of negativity coming forth from the disseminating organs of the old world order, mainstream media, for example, and behold what is occurring on our planet, you will undoubtedly come to realize that we are literally witnessing and creating the beginnings of the golden age. And I think that's very interesting too. The song I happened to pick, which wasn't the song that I had in mind, but it's talking about the rising sun, and just said the golden age, and then talking about how to turn off the mainstream media. Matthias previously read a poem about that, so that was interesting too. Everything just seems to fall into place when we do certain things sometimes, and it's really amazing how that happens. Okay, I'm going to read an article from Infinity.com by Greg Prescott. It's called Huge Changes Are Upon Us with Pluto and Capricorn. With the ushering in of Pluto and Capricorn, the breaking down of all that is corrupt has begun, and these changes will allow that which is in humanity's best interests to replace those control objects that have kept us economic slaves for hundreds of years. By now, many of us know about the rare astrological alignment, Pluto and Capricorn, and how it brings about huge changes in society. The last time Pluto was in Capricorn was 1776, the year of the American Revolution. If you look around the world, there are many revolutions going on right now, and this is not a coincidence. Pluto is known as the destroyer, and it breaks down everything that is bad so it can be replaced with that which is good. The society we currently live in will look like the Stone Age in the near future, as all suppressed technologies are released. Imagine abundance for everyone, never having to pay an electric bill, being able to teleport anywhere in the world, an end to all diseases including cancer, pure water without fluoride and chemicals, clean fresh air with a significant reduction in pollution, healthy organic food for all, being able to follow your true divine reason for being here in a world similar to the Venus Project. There are absolute realities in our very near future. These are: those who were in control, the powers that were, will continue to maintain their illusion of control. But what are they really controlling? The People's Public Trust Movement already has more net worth than every corporation and every person on the planet combined. So what is left to control? Only their illusions. When Pluto entered Capricorn in 2008, I originally posted a video called Banking Collapse Announces the Beginning of a Golden Age on YouTube. At that point in time, many banks were collapsing, and if you were to read between the lines, the message was clear. These banks and all banks were on a collision course of self-destruction. Money has always been the product of economic slavery, which has kept us bridled in debt, while encouraging egoistic and materialist pursuits, many of which are based on controlled obsolescence, which requires us to buy the newest or latest gadgets, with no concern about the environment. We are at the juncture of an important era in time. As we exit out of the age of Pisces and enter into the age of Aquarius, new energies will continue to infuse the planet, which will bring about many positive changes as the old systems decay, while the new systems are implemented to the best interests of humanity. Many unawakened people will want to continue holding on to the new paradigm because this is the only way of life that they know. Other people may resist change because their belief system is unable to visualize the new earth that is being born right now. Those who are awakened, yes, you who are reading this article and watching this video, will play an important role in helping others make this transition, such as helping your family members and friends understand what's going on and what options they will have. If you are unsure what to say, you can always refer them to in5d.com to catch up on the latest news and information regarding these changes. The powers that were have known about the importance of astrological alignments for many years. It is quite possible that the reason they built numerous underground bunkers to hide as a result of these changes. There are many people who have been complicit in keeping us all economic slaves. And while all people should be forgiven, some may have a harder time doing so than others. What we will be looking at is a re-education system that helps people transition into this new paradigm. Many of us will volunteer to become teachers. Despite being shackled in economic slavery and in the midst of numerous wars, the end is near, my friends. In the future, we will look back at these days and will be grateful for the opportunities we had for spiritual growth despite the plethora of challenges we faced. Know in your mind that we have already won, and now it's just a short waiting game for the powers that were to relinquish their illusion of control and for us to begin a new chapter of humanity. It's very uplifting and very positive, which we need to do more positive things because we're on a positive timeline, and we need to welcome it in. Okay, now I want to talk about some positive things that I've noticed. here's some positive things that I've noticed and written, and that should be acknowledged, because people need to like to be acknowledged for the things that they do, and they like to be appreciated. The first one, the people of Baltimore, with all that issue that happened there, the ones that are coming together to clean up the mess, deserve to be recognized and encouraged. Also, more corrupt politicians are being exposed. Sorry about that. Let's see. From the Red Pill reports on Truth Radio, I just found out today that a Masonic police force exposed as a fraud in California. They tried to usurp the California Police Department, and they were arrested for impersonating police. They claim that they are some kind of respected force, and they're nothing of the kind. They don't deserve any respect. It's bad enough that the order followers sometimes do things that are out of control, and then you have real criminals coming through that. But they didn't get their way, and that's encouraging. And another thing I saw, this is good, they're finally acknowledging Baltimore admits police are parts of the problem. For once, they're not untouchable, and they're not treated above anyone else. And Madam Master and her husband are disabled, and she's noticed more people asking if they need help, and more people that seem to be considerate, and that's very, very encouraging and deserves to be recognized. That's what we need more on the mainstream media, to recognize people doing good things instead of the lies and the fear. Okay, I'm going to read one more poem, and then I'll read 2 more poems, I think. Actually, here's an interesting thing called the 3 stages of knowledge. 1, it's all bad equals fear. 2, it's all bad equals knowledge. Then 3, using discernment to figure out what is and bad and what is not is wisdom. And then the ability to create good is love. Okay, here's a poem. It's called Mirror in the Sky. Look up on yourself instead of looking down on yourself, because you are already looking down on yourself when you look up and see me. It's called the Sky Mirror. Mirror in the Sky. Okay. Here's another one. It's called Wake Up, It's All Over. We have awakened from slumber a number of times to repair the damage and to rebuild. Our death is just a rest for a moment, then we return through our quest of free will. We are awakening again from our slumber. Hold on tightly and try not to scream. As the kingdom of love forms around us, we'll see our fear itself was just a bad dream. And I'll do one more. The truth connection. We are creating a new type of teamwork to help those who do not understand that as children of light we have one goal in mind, so in spirit let us join hands to fight for truth and enlighten the world so we can bring sight to the blind. We call upon all who wish to join us in leaving wickedness behind. And as more and more find their inner eye, many others will be inspired by the connections made throughout the stars of those with true desire. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next week.
Time, satisfied, when he's on the drum. tell.